This is a live footage of Xbox going at the Sony HQ.
Yo, what you doing, man?
What is up, Stud Muffin Nation? Welcome back, and today, my friends, Xbox just went crazy at PS5. There's like literally no sign of the PS5, and understand this, I only play on the PlayStation, but credit, and I gotta praise Xbox. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna buy Xbox, but I'm really happy about the fact that Xbox and Microsoft are coming out. They're like giving us what we want. This is definitely gonna force PS5 to do better stuff, right? I know that some of you stud muffins will be buying the PS5. Some of you will be like, nah man, I will stick with the Xbox, which is perfectly fine. One, in the comments if you're gonna get the PS5. Two, if you're an Xbox boy. But understand this, in times like these, all the movies are getting canceled, events are getting canceled, everybody's buying toilet paper. Stop buying toilet papers. Leave some of them for other people's as well. Drink water, wash hands, and smash the like button. I gotta clap it up for Xbox, because not only that they reveal everything about the Xbox today, but they even went ahead and they are embracing the memes, guys. Like, ladies and gentlemen, they are comparing the Xbox Series X with a fridge, and this is the confirmed size of the Xbox Series X, and it do be looking pretty good though, so that I gotta say. We also have the full-on specs about the Xbox, guys, and this is very sus, right? I want to read you the GPU especially, and this is gonna open up your third eye and your guys will be like, yo Skizzle, this is giving me a deja vu. I'm not sure, like I'm feeling good about this one though, but those of you who are gonna be buying the PS5, yo, that might be a pretty good news. It's a good news for both consoles, guys, but we're gonna be having 12 teraflops and 52 compute units at 1.825 gigahertz with custom RDNA 2 GPU. I know these are big numbers, guys, but understand this. There was this man, and I want to drop this on your screen, guys, and this was Tommy Fisher, and I believe that he said that a couple of months ago, and he's an insider, said that Xbox Series X will be 12.1 RDNA 2 flops, and later on he followed up by saying that Xbox Series X will be running at 52 active units at 1.82 gigahertz, 12.1 teraflops, and guess what? We're hearing that it's gonna be at 1.82, but yeah, there's a 5 right here, but he did say that it's gonna be running at 12 teraflops, 52 compute units at 1.82 gigahertz. So what he said came true. Coincidence? Think not. But yeah, the only thing that I can really spot is that here it says 12 teraflops, but some people are saying that it is actually 12.1 teraflops, but they aren't like mentioning it. Normally they should, so yeah, there are some inconsistencies, but you can see that he said that months ago before anybody knew that it's gonna be 12 teraflops, right? So I'm not sure. And he also said that PS5 is gonna be 13.3 RDNA 2 teraflops. So if that's legit, yo, PS5 better be lit, man, and I just can't wait. But at the end of the day, like, Sony hasn't revealed anything, and I don't want to hold my breath over that. We're gonna have 16 gigs of GDDR6. Now, I'm not sure if it's like the graphics card memory or not, because it says GDDR, so I would have to assume it's gonna be graphics card, and that is insane, guys. And memory bandwidth is gonna be 10 gigabytes, 1 terabyte of the custom NVMe SSD. Yo, this is next level, dog. Like, I bought this computer that got like 11 gigabytes of GDDR memory, and it has 1 terabyte of NVMe SSD, and you know, a console like Xbox that's approximately gonna be $500 US is gonna have that. So I'm pretty sure a lot of PC Master Race guys will be kind of sad that they spent like $2,000, $3,000 to kind of hand build their PC. But PC is more, right? Like, I want you stud muffins to understand that a PC can definitely do a lot more than a console, so don't be sad if you are. 2.4 gigabytes of raw, 4.8 gigabytes of compressed with custom hardware decompression block. Do I understand what that is? Absolutely not. We're also gonna have USB 3.2. It's also gonna have the 4K UHD Blu-ray drive, and you know, this kind of brings me back to the days when Xbox One X was promoting Netflix, the TV shows. It will be running like all your TV shows very smoothly, like 60 FPS, 4K. But now, like, they are definitely prioritizing gaming, which is nice. And they also say that it's gonna have 4K 60 FPS. That's like the native target, but they're looking to also go for 120 FPS, which is definitely nice. And I really hope that for Xbox and even PS5, I hope that they give us the option where we can go in our video settings and we can choose 1080p with 240 FPS or 120 FPS, right? 2K with maybe 90 FPS, even though like I would prefer like 4K with 120 FPS, but let's be real, like not all the games gonna run, especially GTA 6. Like, we're gonna be lucky if we can play GTA 6 at 4K 30 FPS, let alone 60 FPS, guys. And we also have footage of the Xbox load times, and you can see how happy this guy is. Like, this guy has already jumped in the game. He's looking around, he's like feeling the game, while on the other hand, I'm not sure if that's a woman or not. I don't want to assume genders, ladies and gentlemen, but apparently she's not having the time of her life. And I know that some of you stud muffins will be like, well, Skizzle, PS5 already revealed the load times. And yes, you are right. You know, you are right. But the thing is that, man, Xbox is not just like revealing the load times. They're just going after like banger after banger. They're like, hey, you can pause this, you can quickly resume, and you can repeat it. So they're just dropping demos after demos. They just literally blew all their load at once. And I'm not sure if that is all they got, but I would have to assume that they have a lot more. And you know what? People got sus because they also revealed the controller. I mean, they revealed the controller. Meanwhile, Sony is just filing patents for the PS5 controller. I'm kind of sad though, but I'm still patient. I'm still patient. Look at those buttons. I mean, damn, that grain, that film grain. I think that they have manually added that during Photoshop, or maybe that's gonna be on the buttons. But the buttons do be looking kind of sharp though, especially like the trigger. The directional D-pad is looking pretty fire. I mean, I'm a simple man. I see a controller, it's looking good, and I'm a PS5 guy, or I'm gonna be purchasing PS5. I'm a Sony guy, and the triggers, I mean, that is looking insanely good. Look at that. It's looking pretty good, but homies are kind of sus because this guy was like, imagine using batteries in 2020, and somebody came out with 200 IQ, was like, everything that is wireless uses batteries, genius. But here's the thing, man, like, I'm not sure if it's really gonna have batteries where you can pull them out, but by the looks of it and what I have gathered is that it's gonna have batteries that are definitely gonna be rechargeable. If they're not rechargeable, then I mean, they will lose a point in my opinion. So I would have to assume they're gonna have rechargeable batteries, and even if they don't, I mean, you can definitely buy them and put them in, but by the looks of it, you're gonna be able to remove them whenever you want to as well, which is pretty nice, right? Like, you can recharge it via USB or... And another really cool thing is the SDR to HDR conversion, and this is like similar to the backwards compatibility. I think that's kind of like what it is, and we had like many leaks that did say that we're gonna have enhanced features not only for PS5 but for Xbox as well, where you can even play older games digitally on the Xbox, and it's gonna actually convert them to HDR. That is something that I'm a massive fan of. They say that with Xbox Series X, existing Xbox games, including recent titles within the ID at Xbox program that don't already have native HDR support, will get the next gen treatment. Xbox Series X is able to leverage an innovative HDR reconstruction technique to enhance existing SDR games with no work from devs and no impact to available CPU, GPU, or memory resources. And that is definitely something that I really appreciate, and I absolutely want that feature in my PS5. But by the looks of it, man, the climate is definitely not looking good. And this is definitely a good sign, at least for Xbox in my opinion, because you know, there has been rumors and leaks, analysts are coming out, they're like, hey, Xbox and PS5 will get delayed, and it makes sense why they will get delayed, because like everybody's kind of afraid current situation ain't doing it justice. So it kind of makes sense that it's gonna get delayed. But maybe after all this, you would have to think, right, like they have blew all their load. They have literally revealed everything about Xbox today, so why would they do that if Xbox was to actually get delayed? I'm not sure. It just doesn't make sense. Or maybe it is gonna get delayed, or maybe it's gonna have limited or shortages. And speaking of Activision, this is a company that never sleeps, guys. Like, literally everybody's getting Thanos snap, but this company will be like, hey, how can we make more money? They are like, Activision Blizzard names former GE executives Helene Klasky as new chief communications officer, and apparently we have like a full-blown article here, and I quote, Activision Blizzard is one of the most forward-thinking, and I know that you stud muffins have already detected what this most forward-thinking is. I mean, microtransactions, everybody. But with Modern Warfare and Warzone, they have proven the community wrong, so that I'll definitely say. And Warzone is pretty good, right? And they say that creative brands across the media and entertainment landscape. Klasky said Monday in a statement to the Hollywood Reporter, and I quote, alongside Bobby, so that's Bobby Kotick, you know, the guy who likes to cry in a Lambo, especially when the sales aren't that high. But this time he is not crying in the Lambo. I'm looking forward to building the next chapter of their remarkable story. I'm thrilled to welcome Helene to the team, said Kotick, with more than 25 years in strategic communications and public affairs. Her experience will be invaluable to our organization. She is the right person to help us tell the next chapter of the Activision Blizzard story. And I'm really scared about this next chapter because when I see Activision, I get horror stories, right? Like, I'm not sure. But with Warzone and Modern Warfare, they have definitely proven the community a little bit wrong, right? So yeah, there is some positivity and I hope that they continue on this path. And also in the news, we have a new update, but don't expect a lot because this is just a playlist update. This is a new update for Modern Warfare, and you know, right now it is kind of justified and it makes sense because obviously Warzone just released and a ton of the devs are sent home and they're gonna be working from home, so it kind of makes sense for us to not get a whole lot of content in games. Obviously Modern Warfare is that game that has received countless amount of like playlist updates, right? So when I see this, I'm not shocked, right? They say that this week we'll see more updated playlists, including a 10v10 Atlas Superstore playlist. I think that that's gonna work well because 10v10 for Atlas Superstore, I think that's gonna be perfect because it's a pretty big map for a 6v6, so I think 10v10 would work fine. We're also gonna have Mercenary Mosh Pit, Cranked Kill Confirmed, so I hope that's the Crank from Call of Duty Ghost. There will also be St. Patrick's Day theme bundle. Clever and out, and for $11 you can get all of this content, everybody. And listen, the microtransactions in Modern Warfare are completely optional. I still wish that we had some of these camos, especially like, I mean, look at that, right? The camos do be looking pretty good in this game, but all of these camos are behind a paywall, but they are still completely optional. That's why I have no problem with it. But I still wish that some of these camos were in the battle pass, like especially like if you pay $10, I think you deserve to get some camos. I mean, the weapons are completely free, but I still wish that we had some camos. But that is pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts below. Like and subscribe for more. I'm gonna keep all of you stud muffins in the loops. Check out our video on the screen, and I will see you in the next one. Stud Muffin out.